What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another video. And today I got another Browns mock draft roundup review for you. But before we get into that, as you can see, yesterday, ClevelandBrowns.com released their second mock draft. So I thought now would be a great time to go and see who Jason Gibbs, Nathan Segura, and Andrew Gribble have the Browns taking at 26th overall, if they have us sticking at 26, because maybe one of them or maybe all three of them have us jumping up to take somebody. I mean, that could happen. Knowing Andrew Berry, he could go balls to the wall and, trade a couple picks to jump up and take a guy that he really likes. But with that being said, let's take a look and see who these three guys have the Browns taken at 26th overall. Unless they have us trading up, then yeah, you get the idea. So, first off, we're going to look at Andrew Gribble. And he has the Browns staying at 26 and selecting defensive end Gregory Rousseau out of the U. Now, if you remember in 2019, Rousseau was one of the best players in the nation, if not the best player in the nation. And if you looked at mock drafts, after the 2019 season, this dude was a bona fide top 10 pick. But then, he opted out last season, and he's fallen a little bit. Now, of course, the Browns are like, that's cool. We're all right with that because, in this mock draft, as you can see, Andrew Gribble has him falling to 26, and the Browns swoop in and bring him to Cleveland, and you put him in a pass rush core that, of course, includes Myles Garrett, Takk McKinley, Curtis Weaver, Porter Gustin. You can even, I guess, add Joe Jackson and possibly Jadeveon Clowney. And then, of course, you got the interior defensive line to go along with this revamped secondary. Whoo, baby, man. This defense is looking hella scary already. If you add Gregory Rousseau, well, alrighty then. We are cooking with gas, my friend. And this defense is going to be even scarier if you add a guy like Rousseau to the pass rush. Now, as you can see as well, Caleb Farley goes to the Bears at 20. Greg Newsome at 21 to the Colts. Jalen Phillips, another pass rusher from the U, goes to the Jets at 23. Zaven Collins goes to the Steelers at 24. And those are all guys that I could see the Browns taking if they are available at 26, unless maybe the Browns trade up to get that guy. I've actually seen a couple mocks that have the Browns jumping up to 21 to take a guy like Zaven Collins, or even my guy Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Yeah, you notice he's not in this little mock here. So Gribble has him probably going probably top 15, because that dude is an absolute beast, and you see why he is my draft crush. I would love to have JOK on this squad. But honestly, I don't know if he'll fall to us at this point. But yeah, I would love Rousseau. Now, after we take Rousseau, Gribble has the Ravens taking Merring. As you can see, Tony goes to the Saints, Terrence Marshall Jr. to the Packers, Azeez Ojulari, another guy I could see the Browns looking at, goes 30 to the Bills. Jalen Mayfield goes to the Chiefs, and Jason Oweh goes to the Bucks at 32. Now, speaking of Mr. Oweh, Jason Gibbs has us taking the defensive end out of Penn State at 26 in his mock draft. And he even says in his description, I still think if one of the top 5 cornerbacks is there, you've got to get that player. And as you can see, he has Newsome going 20 to the Bears, Asante Samuel Jr. going 22 to the Titans, and I'm going to guess he has J.C. Horn going much earlier in the first round. But man, if one of those guys falls to us at 26, or maybe Andrew Berry, like I said, goes balls to the wall, and if he really likes Newsome or Samuel or Horn, I could see him, sending a couple picks somewhere to jump up and take that guy. I really feel like he would do that. It's just the way he is, If he sees a player he really likes, and if he feels like he won't be there long, I could see him sending a couple picks somewhere and jumping up and taking that player. Because you can't really sit back and risk him not being there when you're at 26. I could see it happening. Now, Jason Oweh, pretty good player. He'd be a really, really good depth addition for this pass rush. I've heard some things about him, like, he gets pushed around a little bit, but I feel like you have Myles Garrett on the other side. I don't think you'd have to worry about that too much, because Myles would bring out the best in you. Not to mention, he wouldn't have to worry about getting double-teamed. And then, of course, he'd have Takk McKinley there as well with Curtis Weaver. And, like I said, maybe Jadeveon Clowney. Or maybe Justin Houston. Yeah, I would not mind Jason Oweh at all, though. But if there's one of those top 5 corners on the board, I think we would take him for sure. Now, as you can see, another guy that we could possibly take at 26 is Carlos Basham. And Gibbs has him falling to 32 to the Bucs. I could only see us taking Basham if, like, all the other good pass rushers are gone. But as you can see in Gibbs' mock draft as well, right after we take Oweh, he has there being a run on receivers. Marshall Jr. to the Ravens, Tony to the Saints, and Bateman goes to the Packers. Okay. But, of course, he has Zaven Collins going to the Steelers. That's a popular pick I see amongst mock drafts. Azeez Ojulari to the Jets, Samuel to the Titans, Newsome to the Bears. I could honestly see all those happening. Now let's take a look at Nathan Zegura's mock draft, and would you look at that? He has us selecting cornerback J.C. Horn out of South Carolina, and oh boy, man. I said JOK is my draft crush. Well, the way I see it, if JOK is not on the board at 26, and this guy is, even if he is on the board, honestly, I'm starting to really fall in love with J.C. Horn. Oh, yeah. If Horn is there, you take him. The moment the Jaguars submit their pick to the commissioner, like the moment they hand in their card for the commissioner to officially announce it, the Browns better already have Horn's name on the card, and I could just see them going on a full-on sprint up to the stage to hand it in before Goodell even announces the Jaguars pick. Like, if he's on the board, I'm sure the Browns would pounce on him quick. Unless, like, a guy like Rousseau or, Ojulari is on the board. But even if then, I would go Horn. I mean, you add J.C. Horn to this secondary that's already lit. Ooh, damn, bro. Damn. You'd have Ward, you'd have Greedy, Horn, Hill at corner to go along with the safeties we got. Oh, my God, bro. But as you can see, Nathan Zegura pretty much said it perfectly. He's not sure if Horn will be there, but if he is there, you take him. No doubt about it. You take him. Yeah. He said Horn is long, athletic, and tremendous ball, and has tremendous ball skills. So he would be an ideal fit for Joe Woods' defense. Other corners to have on the radar are Caleb Farley, Greg Newsome II, Tyson Campbell, Elijah Molden, and Asante Samuel Jr. Now, as you can see in this mock draft, he has AVT going to Washington at 19, Rousseau going 20. He has Jason Oweh going 22 to the Titans, Ojulari going 23 to the Jets. At this rate, the way this would go, the Browns probably starting to salivate, and then when the Jaguars say we're taking Trayvon Merrick, I could already see them having J.C. Horn's name on the card. They're probably going to be popping bottles in that freaking draft room, that war room, man, because they'd be able to get one of their guys. And then right after we take Horn, Terrence Marshall goes to the Ravens, Joe Tryon to the Saints, Greg Newsome goes to the Bills, Tyson Campbell goes to the Bucs. So yeah, if we were able to get J.C. Horn at 26, that would be amazing. But I don't know if he'll be there. I think he could easily go top 15, honestly. But yeah, as you can see, the 3 picks are all defense, 2 pass rushers, and a corner. I could see all 3 of those happening. I would love Horn. Rousseau would be amazing. Oweh, I wouldn't be mad with. But yeah, Horn and Rousseau would be insane. So with that being said, let's take a look and see who the national writers and analysts have us taking at 26. And honestly, this has got me excited. Of course, Browns.com went around to 12 different mock drafts, and they grouped together all of our picks and put them into one article. Freaking love it, man. I love what they do at Browns.com, Love doing these things. But now let's get to the mock draft roundup. And, of course, this article was published by Andrew Gribble. Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to all the staff at clevelandbrowns.com, putting in the work. And, I love what they do. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. And the first pick we have is from Todd McShay, and he has the Browns selecting Gregory Rousseau out of the U. Of course, McShay works with ESPN.com, and we're going to probably see his name a lot in these mock drafts. That's all I'm going to say. And then Ryan Wilson from CBSSports.com has us selecting Rousseau's teammate, defensive end Jalen Phillips, out of the U. Okay, another popular pick. Chris Trapasso from CBSSports.com has us selecting linebacker Micah Parsons. I don't know if he would fall to 26, though. I think the only way we would take Micah is if we jump up into maybe top 15, top 20. I don't see him falling to 26. Just the way it is. Josh Edwards from CBSSports.com has us selecting defensive tackle Christian Barmore out of Alabama. So Josh has us solidifying the interior D-line, and to be honest, I am perfectly fine with that, especially if we sign Jadeveon Clowney, because he would just add more depth to the interior, and that would be awesome. You put him with Richardson and Billings, Elliott, and of course Malik Jackson, and that would be insane. That would be a very vicious interior D-line for the Cleveland Browns to go with our vicious pass rush. Pete Prisco from CBSSports.com has us again selecting Jalen Phillips. And then Eric Edholm from Yahoo Sports has us going big and selecting defensive end Kwity Paye from the team up north. Ooh. I think the only way we get him, much like Micah Parsons, is if we were to jump up into to the top 20, top 15 range to get him, because I don't see him falling to 26. I just don't see it. I mean, could you imagine Kwity Paye with Myles Garrett? Oh, that would be nuts. That would be insane. And then we move on to Cynthia Freeland from NFL.com. She has us selecting linebacker Jamin Davis from Kentucky. I'm starting to hear his name a lot. He's been jumping up draft boards, and honestly, I wouldn't be mad with this pick, especially if, all the players that I love are off the board, which could happen. I would not mind Jamin Davis, especially maybe second round, if we go pass rush or first round. But he could be an option at linebacker, for sure. But yeah, look at his stats there. 42-inch vertical, unofficial 4.37 second 40-yard dash. Yeah, that's good. Austin Gale from PFF, Pro Football Focus, has us selecting defensive tackle Christian Barmore. Lance Zierlein from NFL Network has us selecting defensive end Jalen Phillips. Chad Ryder, much like Cynthia Freeland from NFL.com, has us selecting linebacker Jamin Davis. And Field Yates recently called Davis one of the fastest risers. Yeah, I can definitely see that for sure. Luke Easterling, Touchdown Wire, has us selecting defensive end Jason Owe from Penn State. And Nate Davis has us selecting Joe Tryon, defensive end out of Washington. That's a name I haven't heard a lot of, but I'm sure he would be a really good addition for this pass rush. So with that being said, guys, that is the mock draft roundup review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. And again, tell me who you think the Browns would take at 26. Now, I'm going to probably do a couple more of these. And don't worry, I'll be doing one mock draft for the Cleveland Browns. Of course, I don't really like doing mock drafts, I have better use of my time. I mean, I remember a couple years ago, I did 5 of them. Because we were bad, and we were picking top 5, and it was fun. But we're picking really deep in the draft, and it's hard to say what we're going to do. But, yeah, man, let me know if you guys, there's anything else you want me to talk about. If you want to suggest a video, put it down in the comments, or, DM me on Twitter or Instagram, whatever, send me a link to to an article or a video you want me to react to, and I'll probably react to it, you know. If there's a player you want me to watch, you know, maybe I'll start doing some prospect highlight tape reactions. That'd be cool, you know. Start doing that maybe. You know, if there's a player you want me to watch, send me a video on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. But of course, as always, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and hit that bell so you know when I go live and when I post new videos, because we're getting closer to the NFL draft, and the closer we get, the more stuff you're going to see from this channel relating to the draft. So, and of course, if you're wondering, I will be doing draft reactions from home base. I was thinking about going to the draft, but the way it's looking, that's not going to happen, mainly because of just logistics and stuff. So with that being said, guys, I'm Crazy Dog at 99. Let's go Browns. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And let me get back up to the top of the page here. Again, shout out to Andrew Gribble and the rest of the staff over at clevelandbrowns.com for holding it down with the awesome content during the off season. Love what they do. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog 99. Let's go Browns. And I'm out.